to Brockton Bay's Celestial Forge by Lord Roustabout. Chapter 3, Part 5. When we left off the main character, various weapons were bouncing off of him due to his power to become steel-like, both skin and clothing. And he was desperately trying to fight back against Oni Lee, a person who could make clones by teleporting around. On more than one occasion, I considered reaching for a prepared mix for my attack formulas. Clones were dissolving as quickly as they were appearing, and a single fireball should be able to clear the crowd. Still, I held back. I had no way of knowing which of these was the real Lee, and didn't want to end up with a corpse on my hand. That conviction was severely tested as a pair of thin knives sneaked through the gap of my mask and found my eyes. I didn't care how tough you are. That's not something you can walk off. An attack that would have pierced my brain was no worse than accidentally poking yourself in the eye, but it was enough to completely take my mind off the fight. My legs were swept out from under me, and 4 copies of Lee piled on, pinning me to the ground. I thought that this was just about the worst situation I could be in. Then I heard the pin drop. Pins. All the pins from the grenades of the clones that were piled on top of me, and heavy thuds as dozens of small egg-shaped metal objects hit the ground around me. It was simple. What do you do if you're an experienced parahuman murderer and you're fighting someone too tough for conventional weapons? Escalate. Escalate hard. And in only these cases, that meant grenades. All the grenades. I may have been as tough as steel at the moment, but I didn't like my chances against that much explosive. I don't think there's a cape in the city that would be comfortable in my position right now. I'm rather proud of how I managed to respond to my first legitimately life-threatening moment. In the scant few seconds before the grenade fuse triggered, I managed to grab one of my prepared formulas from my belt pouch. I spilled every other set of the same formula from said pouch, but I was not worried about this cascade of clay and ash that spread across the street. I was worried about being able to complete this formula before I got splattered across the entire block. I mashed the 2 ingredients together in precise mixture and channeled the essence of the reagents into the desired effect. The knowledge I had gained from this ability to put me on good footing in terms of managing the process under stress. Alchemy was normally a complex art and required careful consideration. I doubt most people would have been able to pull off any result in this situation. What I managed wasn't my best effort, but the formula combined successfully and settled into my body. Reinforcing me against harm, I managed it just before the first explosion triggered. It's a unique experience to be in the middle of a pile of grenades as they detonate. Fragmentation grenades combine the fun of pulverizing shockwave with the effect of dozens of chunks of sharp metal being launched at high velocity. Funnily enough, I had considered not preparing the defense formula. I figured my racer would give me enough durability for everything but cape powers, and I had reflection to counter them. I did not see this situation coming. It made me very grateful that I decided to play completionist in terms of what I carried with me. It hurt. It hurt a lot. It was like being in a storm of thunder, beatings, and stabs. I could feel the blast in my ears, my throat, my lungs. Shrapnel pelted me, and the fact that it wasn't penetrating my coat was a small comfort when I could feel a bruise bloom with every impact. The fact that my bracer's durability extended to both my clones and my body was probably the only reason I was able to endure. The reinforcement of my alchemy held off just enough of the damage that I would still be conscious and mobile once the series of explosions ended and the smoke cleared, but that was not the same as unharmed. Sorry, I tried to make that quieter. I don't think it worked. I'm going to stop there because I'm about to break down into a coughing fit. But thank you for listening, if anyone's even been listening.